When you get one of those top 3 to 4 players, certainly it can change your franchise, and it's somebody that you want to continue to build around. It's exciting. It's exciting for our fans and our team.
The Indiana Fever just made a play that changed the course of the game. Let's examine what this means for the future of the Fever. Kelly Krakoff, the man behind their 2012 championship squad, is back as president, but will she be able to assemble a successful squad around star athlete Caitlin Clark? Krause Kopp's return to the Fever is nothing short of a blockbuster move. From 2000 to 2018, she guided the team to unprecedented heights, assembling a successful team around herself and culminating in that unforgettable 2012 WNBA championship. Now that she's back in control, she must recreate that magic.
You guys saw the news yesterday about Kelly Kraskoff. She's going to be, leaving us to go run the Fever again. Super happy for her. She was a huge part of our front office and helping us build our team and run our team from day to day. And definitely going to miss Kelly.
However, during Krause Kopp's last tenure, the court has changed. The Fever has suffered in the seasons leading up to 2024, and there is a lot of pressure to assemble a successful squad around Caitlin Clark. With an average of more than 177,000 fans at home games, the rookie phenom has already energized crowds and driven attendance to all-time highs. The Fever are now leading the league in attendance.
Although it didn't end the way we wanted it to end, there was a lot of optimism. There was a lot of enthusiasm.
Before we break it down, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready to go? Krause Kopp's leadership may be the key to turning this popularity surge into on-court success. The question on everyone's mind is whether she can assemble a championship-caliber team around Clark and bring the trophy back to Indiana.
Background in terms of growing up in the organization and understanding everything, the nuances around it, and certainly gives us great perspective. Such great insight as a player, first of all, and I think that's so valuable to an organization like ours.
The return of Kelly Koff to the Indiana. With her track record of creating championship-caliber teams, Fever's appointment as president is not just a throwback, it could be a game-changer for the team's future. All eyes are on Koff's next course of action. Will she restructure the coaching staff, reshape the roster, or do both? Her choice in the upcoming weeks could make or break Indiana's hopes of winning the championship. Krause Kopp's first significant choice most likely concerns the role of head coach. Although Stephanie White guided the team back to the playoffs, her coaching approach has come under fire, especially for her defensive tactics. The Fever's defense, which finished second in the league, is a serious flaw that requires quick fixing. White's rotation plan, which mostly relies on playing her stars for the majority of the game, is another. She also has the strategic ability to control the game's flow, whether it's deftly arguing with the officials to protect her players or calling important timeouts to control momentum. To help the squad with its coaching issues, Krakoff must balance the benefits and drawbacks of keeping the current roster versus bringing in a new viewpoint.
You are an absolute abomination of a head coach. I can't believe you actually have a job.
On the participant being the first director of basketball operations for the NBA, personnel front Kopp has a distinct advantage because she is aware of the complexities of team building and has a keen eye for talent. Krause Koff might hunt the free agent market for an enforcer, a player who can offer toughness and defensive grit to the court, even though the Fever's roster boasts talents like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. Finding the missing component through the market or trade options is also essential to maintaining offensive firepower in the event that the star player needs to take a break. Koff's stint with the Indiana Pacers, where she assisted in building a playoff contending roster, bodes well for her capacity to make an impact. As she searches for the ideal supporting cast to go with Clark's dazzling plate, her demonstrated ability to spot talent that matches a team's unique needs and culture will be extremely helpful.
This is a new beginning, it's a new start, and I think it's great for our franchise, it's great for our fans, and we're excited to see who can join us and help us as we continue to move forward and continue to be a great standard in the WNBA.
While there are opportunities and challenges for Krakoff in the upcoming free agency period, keeping Kelsey Mitchell, who is expected to go on the open market, should be a top priority. Along with Clark, Mitchell's return would offer consistency and offensive firepower, but Krakoff also needs to think about possible upgrades at other positions to complete a squad of championship level. Given her declining role and performance, as well as the iPook controversy involving her girlfriend, there are rumors that Lisa Smith may be on the trading block. Koff will need to determine whether Smith fits into the team's long-term plans or if her trade value could bring in assets that better complement Clark and the core team. The return of Krause Kopp has energized the Fever fan base, and her remarks highlight her dedication to creating a winning culture in Indiana. The WNBA and the Fever have always been a part of me, and it is truly a privilege to be asked to return to lead this team at this unprecedented time of growth in women's basketball, she said.
Very excited to start this new chapter in my life and new chapter in my career.
The basketball world is excitedly awaiting Kov's first significant movements as she becomes comfortable in her role. If you've watched this far and are enjoying the video, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We understand that watching this video takes some time, so thank you. Will she choose to completely revamp the show or make specific changes to improve the current framework? The answers to these questions could significantly alter the course of the Fever and Caitlin Clark's next season.
Definitely going to miss Kelly, but also excited for her, and I think she's stepping into a great situation. I think, as we all know, see what the Fever do.
Although Krause Kopp's actions could change the course of the Fever, there is one pressing problem that needs to be addressed right away. The Fever's defense finished second in the league the previous season. However, could this weakness turn into their greatest asset? The history of crop construction, the analytics don't deceive, and championship-caliber teams may be the key to releasing Indiana's defensive potential. With the second-worst defensive rating in the league, Indiana's defensive problems were a major hindrance to their success the previous season. Opponents found it far too easy to score, particularly from beyond the arc. This obvious weakness not only put a great deal of pressure on the offense, but games also turned into shootouts, and when the Fever struggled with their stroke, they lost the game.
When they were coming, and so we could set our defense, and that run really stood out to me. I was looking at the turnovers, 20 points off of turnovers. You can't give that to great teams, and 20 points from the free throw line. I mean, that's 40 points right there.
Her ability to develop successful defensive systems was demonstrated by her prior success in assembling a stellar lineup around Tama Catchings. Now, she has a similar problem with Clark serving as the focal point to strengthen the Fever's defense. Through trades or free agency, Koff may try to recruit players with good defensive abilities. She will be searching for athletes who can help develop a defensive identity. Players that can protect the rim, close out on shooters, and create turnovers. How about French Olympic superstar and defensive ace Gabby Williams, who is a free agent from the Seattle Storm? Or how about Phoenix Mercury wing, although it seems unlikely, Sophie Cunningham might be able to negotiate a contract for WNBA Defensive Player of the Year. Lynx in Minnesota is Nafa CER. Developing a structure that supports Clark's attack is more important than merely stopping opponents when it comes to defense improvement. Magnificence with a more powerful defense group. Clark won't have to shoulder the burden of outscoring opponents every night. This could allow her to conserve energy, reduce the risk of burnout, and potentially elevate her game even further. Kopp's defensive overhaul might also include a change in coaching philosophy. It is impossible to overlook the criticism that Christie has received for her defensive tactics. Krause Kopp might think about adding a defensive specialist to the coaching team, or even looking into hiring a new head coach with a history of successful defense. It takes more than just talent to put in place a system that functions well under pressure. In order to solve this problem, Krause Kopp's expertise in creating playoff-ready teams will be crucial.
You don't know how to use Caitlin Clark's strengths. You don't know how to play to her weaknesses. You don't know how to draw up a simple out-of-bounds play. You don't know how to calm down muddy waters. You don't know how to call a timeout and relax everybody's emotions. You don't know how to talk to the referees. All you know how to do is wave your arms and defensive slide on the sidelines. And Christie sides, I'm tired of seeing it every single game.
Fans can anticipate a change in the team's identity as Krakow starts to carry out her vision. The team may begin to take pride in their defensive tenacity, which could mean a greater focus on team defense, similar to the 2012 championship team. Improved dialogue on the court and a renewed focus on fundamentals like boxing out and contesting shots. Although the change won't happen right away, Koff's history indicates that she has the perseverance and foresight to see it through, because she knows that creating a defensive championship caliber takes time, and the correct with the 2012 team, personnel coaching and the system recreate the magic of the 2012 championship. A crucial challenge arises when Koff puts together her defensive arguments. Can she create the ideal supporting cast for Caitlin Clark? The solution might be found in an unusual combination of well-known faces and newcomers. Some fan favorites may end up on the trading block in the center of Indiana's future stands as the Fever's roster is set for a shakeup. An amazing amount of talent. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell. Clark has already enthralled fans with his electric playmaking and long-range shooting. Boston, the former top overall pick in 2023, contributes interior presence and skill at grabbing rebounds. Mitchell's ability to locate the hoop provides instant offense and pressure on the defense. Hull's scrappy defense and red-hot three-point shot complete out this promising foundation.
Relive the magic of the 2012 championship with the 2012 team.
But the fate of the team hangs in the balance. Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever's leading scorer last season with 19.2 points per game, is set to become a free agent. Her offensive firepower perfectly complements Clark's game, creating a backcourt duo that can light up the scoreboard. Kov faces a critical decision. Will she open the checkbook to retain Mitchell, or allocate those resources elsewhere to grab another star player? Meanwhile, Nalissa Smith's name has surfaced in trade rumors despite starting 37 games last season. Her role diminished as the year progressed. Smith's averages of 10.6 points and 7.1 rebounds per game are solid, but her lack of three-point range limits her placement in a contemporary offense centered on Clark's ability to create plays. Could Krakow trade Smith for a player who better fits the needs of the team? Speaking of players, Erica Wheeler is the highest paid on the team with a contract worth over $400,000. She is a great cheerleader for the team and plays well on the bench. When she replaces Clark, the game slows down. Should she be traded for a more experienced player who can support the starting five and be a good backup for Clark? A notable vulnerability revealed during the Fever's playoff run this season was the absence of veteran leadership against the battle-tested Connecticut Sunday. Kopp recognizes the importance of seasoned players who can provide stability in pivotal situations and looks for her to target free agents with postseason experience who can guide the young corp. Given Indiana's youth and inexperience, I believe we're now in a position to take.
So I think we've positioned ourselves now to take the next step, and it's an exciting time. What will that next step be? Where will we go now? How do we go from 6th to being in the top 4 seed?
Finding players who can anchor the defense and thrive off of Mars' outstanding passing will be Koff's top objective because she has a ton of cap space and the financial flexibility to rearrange the roster. Her ideal lineup would include shooters who can spread the floor and defenders who can shut off the opponent's top scorers. Koff could put together Mitchell's game-winning punch and a bothersome wing hole surround Clark as he runs the point. With a stretch for who can make three-pointers and switch to defense, Boston is anchored in the paint. This well-rounded assault would keep defenses off guard and provide Clark the supporting cast she needs to prosper. Yet roster construction is just one piece of the puzzle. Koff must also consider the coaching staff's ability to maximize this talent. While Christie Sides led the team back to the playoffs, her defensive schemes and in-game management drew criticism. Will Koff stick with Sides, bring in fresh support to shore up shortcomings, or make a daring move for a new head coach? Totally, the Fever's transformation won't happen overnight. Koff's experience creating the 2012 championship squad showed her the value of patience and calculating decisions. She'll likely take a cautious approach, making strategic signings while nurturing the young core as the offseason develops. Every step Krakow makes will be scrutinized. Supporters will discuss possible trades, coaching choices, and free agency signings. There is a lot of expectation to develop a contender around Clark, but Krakow has performed well under pressure before. Kelly Krakow's return as Indiana Fever president is a turning point for the team. Caitlin Clark's incredible talent and her shown ability to assemble teams of championship caliber paved the way for an exciting new era in Fever history. Fans are excited to see how Krause Kopp will use Clark's star power to build a team that can compete in the WNBA again because of her experience and strategic vision, which give hope for resolving the team's defensive issues and completing a roster that can compete at the highest level. Her unique perspective from her time with the Fever and the Pacers positions her to make significant decisions in free agency and potential trades as Krakow returns to her role. Glory with Krause Kopp leading the way, the Fever's return to championship competition has formally begun. What adjustments do you believe are necessary? Please let us know in the comments section. Additionally, subscribe so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next one after you click the video on the screen.